Hey there, I'm Emma Virjan, and I am the author and illustrator of the Pig in a Wig Early Reader Series. There are 5 books in the Pig in a Wig series. There is What the Story Needs is a Pig in a Wig. What the Story Needs is a Hush and a Shush. What the Story Needs is a Munch and a Crunch. Can you tell I like words that rhyme? Book 4 is What This Story Needs is a Bang and a Clang. It's a very loud book. And last, What This Story Needs is a Vroom and a Zoom. Pig is in a race with her friend Goose and Donkey. Today I'm going to read to you from What This Story Needs is a Pig in a Wig. By now you might have noticed my hair. One of the questions I get when I go to school visits is, Emma, is that your real hair? And the answer is no, it's a wig. See, I can move it. I like to wear the wig so that I look a little bit like Pig, so that I'm representing her. And I also wear this. Hold on. What do you think? Kind of look like her, right? So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some of the questions that I normally get asked when I'm at school visits, and then I'm going to read you from A Pig in a Wig. And so let's get started. First and foremost, thank you. Thank you for asking me to share Pig in a Wig with you today. When I go out to classrooms, one of the questions I get is, Emma, where are you from? So I am from San Antonio, Texas. Means I'm a huge San Antonio Spurs fan. Go Spurs, go. And now I live in Austin, and this recording is coming to you from here in Austin, here in my studio. I don't know if you can see all the Pig in a Wig art there on the door and on the wall. I love to receive Pig in a Wig art. And I love to go outside of Texas to school visits, and I take this slide right here because Texas has the best shape, don't we? I think so anyway. That's where I'm from. These are my parents, Maria Antonieta and Jose Leon, and I included them because of their hair. You see their hair? This is going to be a little bit of a story about hair, so I wanted to include them. They have big, big curly hair. And this is my brother Joseph, my sister Grace, and my sister Adriana. That's me, and you can see all our hair. My brother doesn't have any on the top of his head, but he has a lot on his chin. So that's what I look like when I'm not wearing a wig, in case you were wondering. Also, you can check on back of book 1 right there. You can see I put on a fake wig on that one too. That's what my real hair looks like. But this is a story about hair, so I wanted to include my parents. Yo aprendí a hablar español e inglés a la misma vez. Ellos me enseñaron a hablar español. Son de Laredo, Texas. They taught me how to speak English and Spanish at the same time. I get this question. Emma, what is it that you like? What are some of the things you like? Well, I love breakfast tacos, quesadillas, grilled cheese sandwiches, and olives. But I do not like olives on my tacos, my quesadillas, or my grilled cheese. And you know why? Because that's gross. But you know what I do like about olives? I'm going to bring out my tablet here. We're going to do a little bit of drawing today too. One of the things I like about olives is the shape. I love to draw with simple shapes. And if you see olives and you see what shape that is, it's an oval, just like the one on my nose. Olives are very easy. Just, it's a little oval. And then you add a little pimento. And I love, love, love to draw this shape. And it's going to come in to play again later on in the story too, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to draw olives. Oops, wrong way. Oh, I love dogs. And this is my dog Bella, Isabella. And there's a drawing I did of her. She's wearing a little collar with a bee. That's when you know it's Bella. And here's a little Chihuahua dog, and a sleeping dog, and a running dog, and a weenie dog. And here's Bella right here helping me with my back exercises in the morning. And here she is looking at me. And right now, I had to put her in the other room because she likes the camera a lot. and she would be up here and the camera would be moving and we wouldn't get much done. So she's sitting outside the door waiting for me. There's a big treat for her when we're done. I do get the question if I like cats, and the answer is yes, I do. I like them a lot, but I just don't have one. Here are some of the things I don't like. I don't like watermelon, red sauce, or coconut. Now, there's a very good reason I don't like coconut, and that's because I'm allergic. It makes me itch, you know, I get scratchy and red. So if we're going to be friends, no coconut cookies, okay, or no cookies with coconut. And watermelon, I just don't like the way it tastes, but you see that shape there? Again, with the shapes, I love to draw with shapes. The watermelon is like a half oval, right? And look how easy it is to draw that. Right? It's just a half oval, and then you put the little seeds in. And watch what happens when you draw your watermelon too close to your olives. You can draw things with it. You can make faces, make shapes. I love to draw bow ties. Let's see, then I draw a nose, draw some hair, just by putting those shapes together. And here, I'll show you another one. Like if you put your watermelon, half watermelon, upside down, and then you draw another one right next to it, you start to see things. And like, for me, I see like a little turtle, right? All by drawing little shapes. Or if, like you see all those olives that I had, if you put some of them together like this, you get like a little olive, a little ants made out of olives. So playing around with shapes is one of the best ways to draw, and it's how I came up with Pig in a Wig. And I'm going to show you that later too. I'm going to show you how I came up with the idea for Pig in a Wig and how to draw a pig in a wig. I get this question, Emma, what did you want to be when you were younger? And the answer is I wanted to be everything. I wanted to be a farmer, and there I am on the tractor with my dog. I wanted to be a cowgirl, and if you're from Texas, you're automatically a cowgirl or a cowboy. I wanted to be a space traveler. I'd still like to go to space, even though I hear it's a little cold. I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to wear one of those big hats. I really like those hats. I don't like to cook though, so being a chef was out. But I wanted to be a baseball catcher, a doctor, a truck driver, a florist, an opera singer. I wanted to sing opera. I really can't sing though. I always wanted to be an artist. And there I am. I used to wear ponytails a lot when I was a little girl. And there I am drawing a dog, one of my favorite things. I started drawing when I was really little, like in kindergarten, and I just haven't stopped, right? I just love it. Here is some of my early work. This is one of the first things I drew. It's for my mom and dad for Easter. And it says, from Emma Jo Virjan, so my middle name is Josefina, Emma Jo Virjan, to mommy and daddy. And I drew these clouds and this pretty little sun, and then this bunny, and see the bow tie. Remember I told you I like to draw bow ties? I've been drawing bow ties for a long time. And then I think this right here is a carrot. I don't remember. But then I cut the bunny out, and then I put him on the piece of paper, and I started on my art. Let's see if I think I have one more here. This, as I got older, I started to make cards for my family, like birthday cards and Christmas cards. And so this is a card from my dad. It says, Happy Father's Day to the world's greatest father. And I underlined great so he would know. And here's my dog. I had a dog back then. His name was Yum Yum. And Yum Yum is taking my dad his slippers. And what's very interesting is that my dog Yum Yum never took my dad his slippers. But what I did here was I was using my artistic license. It's not a real license like a driver's license, but think of an artistic license as permission to take what's in your head and write it down or draw it down on a sheet of paper. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to show Yum Yum taking the slippers to my dad. I do get the question, Emma, why does your dad have yellow feet? And that's because I had a yellow marker. And then I also used it on the cart over here on his shirt. And in this picture on the right, I showed my dad doing things that I saw him do, like sitting on his bench outside, taking care of his rose bushes and tomato plants, going to the grocery store. He loved to go to the grocery store, so did I. And I still like to go. And then right here, I drew him cleaning the toilet. My dad was a good guy. He helped out with house chores. And if you look real closely, I drew him with a sad face, right? Because even though he did, no one likes to clean them, right? But there he was cleaning the toilet. And then if I can direct your attention to my name, I used to sign my name in cursive, and it was real fancy. At the very, very end there, you can see what I would do was I would take my name, E-M-M-A, and instead of stopping right there, I would draw this like little butterfly thing at the end. I don't know why I did that, but I thought it was fancy. I don't sign like that anymore, but maybe I should. I added that little butterfly. So there, some of my artwork, early artwork. How did I get the idea for Pig in a Wig? Well, I was doodling. I am a professional doodler. I love to doodle. I love to draw. I was on the phone and I was drawing my favorite shape, the oval. I was doodling. But instead of drawing olives, you know what I drew? I drew those pig snouts you see right there. I drew this whole page of pink snouts. And while I was sitting there drawing all this, I had this idea, I am gonna write a story about a pig. And just like that, I got a pig in a wig, because remember I told you I liked rhyming words. I thought, I'm gonna write a story about a pig in a wig. And I get the question, Emma, why a pig in a wig? And I always write the word wig big like that, because that's the way it sounds when people are asking, why pig in a wig? Here's the answer, you ready? Because pig in a shoe does not rhyme, does it? Pig in a shoe, pig and shoe do not sound alike. And I like words that sound alike. So I had this big idea, and I knew it was a big idea because the light bulb in my head went off. I had this like light bulb right here go off and say, okay, now I have this huge idea. Let's write the story about a pig in a wig. But before I started the story, I had to come up with what pig would look like. And I had to draw her hair. Remember way back at the beginning when I showed my family and I said we were going to talk about hair. So that's me in kindergarten on the left. And then that's me in high school on the right. I've always had real big hair. I still do. It's all under here, though. You can't see it right now because I have the wig on. Just making sure this is still looking good. Okay. I wanted Pig to have really, really big hair. So I took out pictures of myself and I took out pictures of my family and said, okay, let's start drawing some wigs. And these are some of the first ones I came up with. I really like this one, but you know what? You can't see her eyes. And eyes, when you're drawing, eyes can show a lot of expression. And Pig is very, very expressive. She has a lot of emotions and I wanted to be able to show those emotions. So I thought, well, that's probably not going to work. Then I came up with this one with the strawberry. I like that one. That was almost the winner. I get a lot of stories from students who write a pig in a wig with strawberry on her head. I really like that one. It didn't work. It was close. So then I came up with these. I had this one on with the yellow hair. Pig was going to be a rock star, and she's going to play guitar. She's going to have big rock star hair. No, I don't really like that one either. And then I came up with this one, and you know what someone told me was that she looked like George Washington. So I had to go check, and she kind of does. You can see right there, she has this little widow's peak. That's called a widow's peak. And you can see George has one right there. And then all this curly white hair. And he has this curly white hair. And I thought, well, that's fun, but that's still not it. I wanted Pig to have her own hair, her own personality with it. So that's how I came up with this one. And we're going to take a real quick drawing break. I'm going to show you really quickly how to draw a pig in a wig. right here, if you look, I have this shape, I call these her bangs. And then I call these two little shapes over her ears. I like to think of them as like upside down horns, right? And one of the most important things about Pig is she has 7 bumps in her hair, usually. I think if you go to Hush and a Shush, this one, the second one where she's trying to go to sleep, I think there's one picture of Pig in here where she only has 6 bumps in her hair. We made a mistake and she got out that way. So, but typically Pig has 7 bumps in her hair. And she's really, really easy to draw. I really wanted to have a character that everybody could draw. So I'm going to show you real quick just how to draw her head, okay? So the first thing you do is you draw that front bang I told you about, just like a smile, right? And then 2 upside down horns. See, that's what these are going on right here. And then 7 bumps. You can count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the important thing when you're drawing, getting your idea down, don't worry about being perfect. And if you have another idea for a wig, go ahead and draw that wig too. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. Just get your idea out there. But once you have the wig, then just another smile to close off her chin. My favorite shape, the oval. And then her eyes. And Pig is typically smiling. So we add smile, right? So I had my story. I had my pig. Now I just had to write my story. And remember I told you I liked rhyming words. So we're going to move into the story now. And I want you to listen for the rhyming words. And also pay attention to a couple things. Pay attention to like Pig's moods, right? Because how does she feel at the beginning of the book and at the end of the book? And pay attention to problems and solutions. When you read a story, there's typically a problem. Something goes wrong or there's someone's looking for something and then there's a solution. It's resolved. The problem is solved. So pay attention to what happens there with Pig, okay? Okay, let me get my reading voice on. What this story needs is a pig in a wig by Emma Virjan. That's me. First things first. So when you open a book, these pages on the ends, they're called end pages. And sometimes they're blank. Sometimes they just have color. Sometimes they're just white. Sometimes they have a little bit of writing. But me, since I like to draw, I put one of my favorite shapes all over the book. I put pig snouts. And so when you go to the library, you can look at all the books and see what, if anything, is on some of the end pages. Like on Hush and Shush, when it's the bedtime story, I used her bedtime slippers. And I'll show you one more. Munch and a Crunch, she goes on the picnic. I put carrots on there. I like to draw, right? So I wanted to use all my pages. So now you know what end pages are. Now you know what you can look at those. What this story needs is a pig in a wig. And this is the first time we see Pig. And it's one of the first times, there are only 2 times in all 5 books that Pig doesn't wear a wig. And this is the first time. And we see Pig here, and she's pulling out her boat onto the scene there. And this is how we begin. What this story needs is a pig. And there's Pig. She likes the spotlight. This is the second and the last time you see Pig without her wig. Even when she goes to bed in Hush and Shush, she's wearing her wig. Okay, here we go. What this story needs is a pig. A pig in a wig. And there she is in front of her mirror. On a boat. And there's Pig enjoying her little boat. And see, I put the snout on her boat. I like putting snouts everywhere. I told you I like to draw them. A pig in a wig on a boat. In a moat. So boat and moat rhyme. And a moat is the area, the water around a castle that surrounds the castle, that protects the castle. And here is Pig, she's out in a moat. A pig in a wig on a boat in a moat with a frog. a dog, and a goat on a log. And look how talented goat is standing on that log. And frog and dog are giving them a score. Now look what's going on with pig in both of these. So this says a dog, and look at pig. What kind of mood is she in? You can tell she doesn't like it, right? Because she's kind of going like this, right? Because I don't say a pig in a wig and a dog and a pig who's not happy. I just say a dog. I show you how unhappy pig is. And so that's one of the things you can do when you're illustrating your artwork is you can show the emotions. Remember I told you I wanted you to see her eyes? Look at her eyes. You could tell she's just not liking that, right? A dog and a goat on a log, rhyming. This story also needs a rat. And here is rat. He's taking a bow. And look at pig. He's like, oh no. Look at her little eyebrows, right? This story also needs a rat. A rat with a hat, right? Told you I like to rhyme. On a trunk. And now here's our trunk. The elephant has his trunk. And you can see what's starting to happen right here with a boat. With a skunk, ew, right? Have you ever smelled a skunk? It's kind of gross. And look at frog, dog. They all have even goat and dog, they have their hands over their nose. It's like, ew, pew, right? With a skunk. In a house. Now look what's going on. Everybody's coming onto this boat now. With a skunk in a house. With a mouse. There's a tiny little mouse on top of the house. And a panda in a blouse. And there's Panda holding out her blouse. And can you see dog? His eyes are a little bit big, so it can fall off that roof. And where's pig? You can barely see her, right? So you can barely see. One of the best reasons to making pig's wig red is that you can see it everywhere. So even though you can't see much of her, you can see a little bit of her. You can see her wig. With a mouse and a panda in a blouse. Let's see what happens now. Hey, it's getting crowded in here, don't you think? Off with this boat before we all sink. Now she's mad, right? She just wanted to go out and have some fun in the sun. And now look, the boat got crowded. So she says, off of this boat before we all sink. And here's Panda jumping off into the water. And here's a mouse. He's getting ready to dive off. And here's Rat. And Rat has a little, like a swimming cap on so he doesn't get his ears wet. Hey, it's getting crowded in here, don't you think? Off of this boat before we all sink. What this story needs is a pig in a wig on a boat, not a house with a mouse or a panda in a blouse. And there they all go, they're all swimming. She still has some people in her boat. Not a rat with a hat or a skunk on a trunk. Not a frog, a dog, or a goat on a log. And look how talented Panda is. Panda has the whole house and the mouse. Going back over there. She is sending them all away. Remember I told you to look for problems, right? The problem was the boat was getting very crowded. So her solution was, let's get them all off the boat. Not a rat with a hat or a skunk on a trunk. Not a frog, a dog, or a goat on a log. What this story needs is a pig in a wig on a boat, in a moat, having fun, in the sun, on her own. There she is in her boat on her own. Pigs rule. A pig in a wig on a boat in a moat, having fun in the sun on her own, all alone. So she sent all her friends away because the boat was sinking. And now there's another problem. Now she's all alone, right? So now she's going to take another decision. Let's see what she says. Hey, I made a mistake when I sent you away. Can you swim back so we can all play? So she's kind of sorry she sent them all away. Now she wants them to all come back because she'd really rather have them on the boat. And they're her friends all having a good time. So let's see if they come back. Looks like they're coming back. What this story needs now is, and here are all her friends, goat on the log, the dog, the house, the mouse, the frog, the trunk, the skunk, the rat, the hat, the panda in the blouse. They're all coming back. What the story needs now is a bigger boat, right? Now they all fit. And so on the littler boat, we have rat or mouse with an umbrella and goat. And everybody else now is on the bigger boat. And you can see Panda, she has her hat that matches her blouse and her little slippers that also match her blouse. And so now everyone is happy here at the end. And so basically the other problem was she sent everybody away because the boat was too crowded. And then she was lonely, so she brought them all back and brought them back to a bigger boat, which then brings us to the end, but not quite the end of the presentation just yet. So the way I like to end the Pig in a Wig show, it's very simple. When I point to my snout, I want everybody to say pig. When I point to my wig, I want everybody to say wig. And we're going to do that 3 times, okay? And before we do that, I just want to say thank you again for letting me share Pig in a Wig with you today, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, here we go on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pig, wig, pig, wig. And one more time, nice and loud to end the show. Pig, wig. Excellent. Thank you guys. You're an excellent audience. Give yourself a nice round of applause. Hope you guys have a great day.